Hello everyone, James Clark of JNC Solutions here. Here with a tutorial on how to add listings to your real estate WordPress website. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we are in your WordPress dashboard. Now if you go to your site, here we're going to go to our sample site. The image here is your slider. Down here in this particular website, we have communities here displayed. This is also a section where we can display your featured properties, either right under or right above communities. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and enable that by adding listings. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's what we do. We go into the dashboard, we go into listings, and very simply we hit add new, or we can go into the listings section. It will show what our listings are, and then from here, and you'll see the details, features, categories. Here we can just simply create add new. So here's what we do. We simply add the information on the property. The property page here needs to be the address of the listing. So in this case, it's 36319 Clear Lake Drive. First thing I always do when we do a listing is add in the main picture of the property. So we're going to go here and go to our desktop by clicking the Add Media button. We're going to go and navigate to the folder where I placed this. Oh, actually, I was bad. I didn't place this in a folder. So here it is, front. So we double click that, and we're going to be, it's uploading our photo now. We see the dimensions are 512 by 400. Remember, you do not want to go above 600. Ideally, you want the width to be 600. If you have the means with which to edit the size, the height and width of your photos, try to make them 600 because that is the width that everything else is in that particular area of your site. So in this case, I always center it. So you would click center, full size. In this case, because you want this to render and show up on the main page of the website, you're going to click, and remember, you always do this with the front image of the house. You select as featured, and that's going to down here display it as your featured. And then you also want to insert it into the post so it's the first thing that you see. Now, typically what you do after this is I basically cut and paste the information that I put on the home that you're going to have in like the MLS details, so to speak. Now I'm going to go in here, and what this did is actually bring in some unnecessary styling here. So I'm going to get rid of that. You've got to be careful whenever you do this that you're not adding unnecessary styling. And so if you see that you have too many spaces in there, you might have to hand type it in. I'm messing with code now to get rid of it. You don't need to do this. See how now it's nice and formatted correctly. You may, if you run into that issue because of where you put it, you may have to type it in there manually. Okay, so getting back to it, I simply did that. Put in the description here. Now I'm going to go down to the next area, property details. Customs text here, this area right here, deals with really the status of the home. So if it's pending, listing, sold, that's where you would put that. So let's get to it. Price, let's see, $299. Okay, address, already dealt with that, 36319. City, zip code, okay, MLS number, gotta have that, right? Okay, square. So you see, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You go through here and you add in the basics that you take off your MLS page for each of your respective properties. Okay, and then what you do is here you send, once this information is complete, you hit send to text editor. Now when you do this, you want to make sure you know where your cursor is. So I put it there, and that's where my cursor I want it to be. So you click send to the text editor. See how it put this right here, property details? That, what you're seeing there is a short code. Long story short, that basically is a quick way to display all this information. You know what, I'm actually going to go above that, because one thing I want to do is I want to put a heading for this. Property details. Okay, so you go in above it and you type in property details. Now what I suggest to you is you highlight it once you've typed it. You come up here to this area where you can put the selector for the fonts, heading size, things like that, and I would select heading 2. Okay? Now, next thing, we're going to add in a Google map. Now very quickly, what we do is, oh, forgive me, that shouldn't be there. What we're going to do is, basically when you go into Google, as all of you know, you can type in an address, just like this, and you're going to see it plotted on the map. Well, what we're going to do is click share, okay, this link here. We're going to go custom preview and embed map. Okay, so we click this link, and it's going to open this up. Now, what we want to do is a custom width, and you just type in 600 for the width, and it will populate the map accordingly. Now here's the deal, something I didn't realize for a while. You see how none of the details are showing right here? You need to click and drag it down and center it on the page, and then if you watch down here, it'll actually adjust in the code. Watch. See the code change? So make sure that wherever you have it is where you want it. Okay? So then we basically are going to come, we're going to highlight all this code, right? You highlight it, Control C, and then we can get out of here. Okay? We're going to go right in here into Enter Map Embed Code. Control V, paste it in there. We make sure of where we are in the text editor. I want to be here. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to put property map. Okay? And in addition to that, I want to select it, make it an H2 heading, right, so that it's big. And then I'm going to hit enter and make sure that I'm a space down. I'm going to come back down here to enter map code, and then I'm going to hit send to text editor. And right here you see the short code placed again. Now something that I'm bypassing on this one because we don't have it for this particular listing is enter video embed code. If you're someone that uses YouTube, Vimeo, whatever the case may be, you would enter that embed code right here. Make sure you are where you need to be in the text editor and hit send to text editor. Okay, so after that, we're going to put together a photo gallery. So we're going to hit enter again and put property photos. Okay, select again. Remember, selector, H2 for the heading. Okay, hit enter. Now here's what we're going to do. I've already got all the images for this site on my desktop. Unfortunately not in the folder like they should be, so it's going to be a little sloppy. But anyway, you click the camera for add media. You're going to go select files on your desktop, or I am in this case because I didn't take the 2 seconds to put them in a folder. My suggestion to you is create a folder so you're not doing it like this, because now I'll have to peck and hunt. So what I'm doing is selecting all of the images that I want to go in here. So I know that I have a variety of images that need to come in here. So I'm going to select them: kitchen, other, waterfront. Okay. Open. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see them kind of being crunched and loaded into the listing. Once that's all done, everything's done, you're going to see show, show, show. That means it's done. Click Save Changes. Okay, now you're going to see gallery. 6 total images. We want to insert a gallery. Okay, here are the settings. link thumbnail images to image file, order images by menu order, order ascending, gallery columns 5. Hit insert gallery. Okay, now you have a nice photo gallery below this. Okay, so let's take a quick look at how this is going to look. Okay, so here is, oops, spelling, Clear Lake Circle. I need to fix that. But this is how this listing is going to look. And as you can see, this is what I mean about the picture not being 600 pixels. Do you see how the width of this paragraph is a little bit wider than this picture? It's because it's not 600. You also want to watch about putting borders around this one. This one's got a black border. I would suggest you just leave it normal. And then as you can see down here, you'll see the property details. You'll see the property map, the Google map. The property photos here are loaded in here. And what's nice is when a client or would-be buyer, whatever the case may be, comes in here and clicks, you're going to see a light box load. Excuse me, email's coming in. And here, respective clients can navigate through the different images of your site. And it's nice because it grays out the rest of the site and really brings attention to the pictures. So it's just that simple. Now, look, the way we do sites for you, and by the way, you can also even insert down here, using the Gravity Forms plugin, you can have a contact form where they can contact you to request a showing. I'll have a separate tutorial on how to create forms. Let's go back real quick, clear up this little mistake here. Actually, you know what? Let's publish it. Whenever you can't go back into something, that means it needs to be published, because sometimes it will just kind of stall for a second. So we fixed that update. Fix that spelling error and hit update. Okay, real quick, the other thing that you can do for your listings is add features. Okay, so what we want to do is check on, well, here are the features. Under the listings section is where you can add respective features. Here you'll see cable available. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And these are things that you can add to each property. So when we go back in here to edit, I just wanted to kind of show you where those were located. You can come in here and add features to your respective listing. So you can say, you know, washer, dryer. You get the point. Okay, and then all you have to do is hit update, and that will display now on your page. So you can click view listing and see what that listing is going to look like. And if you scroll down here, you'll see how the additional features were put in. So that's kind of how you can add some additional features that you may feel are important about the property to you, that you want to showcase, or that the potential clients would want to see. Okay, and again, if you had a video, that could be right before or after this property map. Just some nice simple ways to display this. Okay, so that is how you add listings to your site. Now, where you're going to display those is in the widget section. You go to Appearance, you're going to go to Widgets, and then here in the site, you're going to put Properties, and then you're going to Agentpress Featured Listings is going to go in this Properties section right here. Okay, we're going to show 3 results. We're going to call this Featured Properties. You save it, and we come to our site. And now you see they'll display here on the site. Now, obviously the colors aren't matching necessarily on this site, but you get the point. This is how they display. Now, do you see the importance here? Do you see how we have 2 images here that are ill proportioned? Make sure you edit your images, okay, so that they're all the same size. And that's how you add it. You add 3, and that's how you add featured properties to your site. James Clark, thanks again.